Hello guys, today's coronavirus update is going to be solely central to the Olympics and why the Olympics is not going to happen. Or why Japan just needs to accept the fact that it's not going to happen, and I'll tell you why. So right now we have 966 cases and they've tested 15,354 people. I was trying to gather a screenshot of what the latest numbers were, and there is still 966 confirmed cases, but I guess they increased their numbers of how many people they tested today to 18,000. But the same criteria and the same knowledge and pathway of thinking applies still. There's still people getting under-tested. There's many examples of people not being able to get tested. There's a rigorous testing process, and there's just people that get refused to be tested, and all these other Western countries are testing their people easily and with no questions asked, and that's not happening in Japan. So there are surely a lot more people infected than they're saying. So I just wanted to disclaim that I did say 15,000 in my video, but I guess it got updated to 18,000 at the time I took the screenshot. And so that's a 6.3 positivity rate in that population. So if we were to put it in proportion over here with the math, as much as 15,000 people could be infected. This trend looks very familiar to China's linear trend, but if you look at any other country or just cases outside of China alone, there's an exponential growth. So why would Japan be exempted from this trend, especially when they've done nothing really to combat the virus? They were slow in the travel restrictions with China, and there's no containment or any of these crazy quarantines that you're seeing now in the Western countries. So I don't really know why Japan is spared from an outbreak. It's obviously because nobody's being tested. Obviously, you still have to follow certain guidelines or meet certain criteria to be able to be tested here. And I've heard stories of people who just downright got refused to get tested even though they got tested for influenza, and they just get diagnosed with viral pneumonia or bacterial pneumonia, get sent home with antibiotics and call it a day. So there is definitely underreporting going on here. It's probably because they want the Olympics to keep on going, but I don't think that's even going to happen regardless of Japan being transparent with their numbers or even being somewhat honest about their testing, because now there's outbreaks going on around in all these different countries. No country is going to want to go to the Olympics. And not only that, is it going to be dangerous for Japan to hold the Olympics, because there is a possibility that, hey, maybe Japan is spared from the virus, who knows? Maybe Japan is just magical in that aspect. My dog is whining, sorry. And even though that could be the case, which I doubt, it would still bring the virus here because now there's outbreaks all over the place. It's hard to contain. And one hypocritical thing I wanted to point out was that Japan over here is now they were very easily convinced that they could put restrictions on travel within Europe, and they're invalidating European visas now from several countries. I didn't see that kind of attitude towards China in the beginning stages of the epidemic. And so I think that they're being hypocritical there, and I don't know what they're trying to do with that, but it comes to show that they are very sympathetic towards the Chinese, and it could be why they are handling this the exact same way the Chinese people were, by suppressing the numbers, suppressing the reality of what's going on. So let me know what you guys think about the Olympics, if you guys think it's going to go on or why it won't happen, and what Japan should do.